This week in Alabama, a murder trial begins after the tragic death of a 9-year-old girl. Her own grandmother is accused of making her granddaughter run until she collapsed and eventually died. Reportedly, this was a punishment for lying about candy. Defense lawyers say the girl died from other medical problems. Let's talk about it with former prosecutor Jonna Spilbore and criminal defense attorney Mike Gottlieb. Apparently the girl ate the candy, lied about it to her grandmother. Her grandmother got mad and was even recorded saying, you know, I'm going to show her, I'm going to make her run till she can't run anymore. Now, is that capital murder or is that just abject grandmotherly stupidity?
It's absolutely not capital murder. As the defense said, it's empty rhetoric. The grandmother had no intention whatsoever, preformed or in the moment, to kill her granddaughter.
No, but
it's
she
not
was trying
torture.
to punish her.
Right, it's bad parenting every day of the week, but bad parenting doesn't necessarily equate to abuse or torture. It was for the purpose of disciplining the child. And when you discipline somebody, even though you may go too far, that's an absolute defense to murder under these circumstances.
The girl was severely dehydrated. She had very low sodium levels. Some doctors compared it, Mike, to having run a marathon without drinking anything during the time you were running. That's apparently what killed this little girl, but all you need is reasonable doubt. And if she did, in fact, have some health problems prior to her death, is that enough for the jury, I'm sorry, for the defense, to get at least a hung jury or an acquittal?
Absolutely, because I think, first of all, you have to look at the grandmother's intentions. And it wasn't for eating chocolate, it was for ingesting caffeine. And caffeine is a drug that is not healthy for this child, given this child's health problems. So the health problems are going to be at the forefront of this issue no matter what. So the health problems come in, it's the grandmother's redirection and bad parenting, which don't add up to intent. Again, this is a question of intent. Capital murder and the death and the death penalty for trying to redirect your child's behavior, I don't see a jury convicting and giving her the death penalty or capital murder any day of the week. It's not going to happen.
Let's take another look at a case that's been very much in the news lately. The first court appearance for the 19-year-old who is accused of murder in that Las Vegas road rage incident. Eric Nausch Jr. charged with murder, attempted murder, and illegal discharge of a gun in the death of Tammy Myers. Today's arraignment resulted in a preliminary hearing scheduled for March 10th. Now, Rausch's lawyer claims he was acting in self-defense and that no road rage actually occurred. Yeah, one of the big problems, Mike, it would seem to be to me is the description. I mean, they have a fairly good description of the shooter. The victim's family members saw this shooter. The shooter is described as 6 feet tall. This kid they arrested is 5'3". That's a major problem if you're prosecutor.
I agree, and I think it's troublesome from the beginning because the mother, at least from what I've seen and read, never went out and said, I'm going to find Nausch because he threatened my daughter and I. She went out with her son, who tried to get her to stay home because he obviously perceived the danger. She went out. She's the aggressor. She sought somebody out. She found him, followed him, and then he followed her back home, and that's when the shooting rang out. So, you know, I think it's very problematic, and Nausch says he saw her son in the car pointing a gun at him. Self-defense.
It is a story that seems to change just about every day. We're going to keep our viewers apprised as to what goes on in the future. Mike Gottlieb, Jonna Spilbore, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.